NCIS premiered in 2003 and is one of the longest-running scripted television series of all time. NCIS, which has aired 19 seasons and 426 episodes, has always been recognized as a show with a large and committed fan base. A number of its storylines stand out, and with so many amazing episodes, picking the top ones is challenging. There are many more, but here are 10 of the most memorable episodes from the series to watch. First, we have Kill Ari Part 2, Season 3, Episode 2, The Introduction of Ziva David. Ziva David is introduced to the series after Kate Todd's death. Ziva, an ex-Mossad agent, assists her brother Ari in evading detention. However, as Ari gradually goes wild and abducts Ducky, Gibbs and Ziva are forced to work together to bring Ari down. The episode is especially poignant because the team still hurts from Kate's death at Ari's hands, leaving Ziva to choose between the team and her older brother. Moving on at number 2, Twilight, Season 2, Episode 23, The Death of Kate Todd. Twilight, which precedes the Kill Ari 2-part narrative, is one of the most difficult episodes to watch. Kate, who was still new to the team but quickly became a fan favorite, was killed in a gunfight by rogue Mossad operative Ari David. The episode finished the second season on a cliffhanger that saddened Gibbs and Tony. It became clear that Gibbs could not follow his own rule of never being personally involved in a case, and he dedicated himself to bringing Ari down and safeguarding the rest of his team. The episode is fast-paced from start to finish, beginning with Ari's attempted murder of the team after planting a bomb under their vehicle. Following that, at number 3, Requiem, Season 5, Episode 7, Personal Relationships at Stake for Gibbs. Gibbs is charged with tracking a stalker when his daughter's childhood acquaintance contacts him for his assistance. Maddie, his daughter's friend, is afraid of the stalker who is assumed to be Marine Sergeant Rudy. When Maddie's apartment is ransacked, things take a personal turn. Rudy was not the stalker, but was instead using Maddie's address as a temporary residence while awaiting a letter indicating the location of the stolen money. The episode is both beautiful and upsetting. Gibbs was reminded of his dead daughter and wife by seeing Maddie again in a dream. Before resuscitation, they were telling him that everything would be fine. Next up at number 4, Call of Silence, Season 2, Episode 7, a story that hits Gibbs close to home. It's safe to say that this is one of the most heartbreaking episodes of NCIS ever. Ernie Yost is a World War II veteran recipient of a Medal of Honor. He plays the role of Ernie Yost, a character who claims to have murdered a comrade, a fellow Marine, during a battle against the Japanese 60 years previously. Charles Durning, who was nominated for an Oscar, portrays the role. Yost, having recently experienced the loss of his wife, is now afflicted with survivor's guilt. Gibbs and the rest of the team are putting in an incredible amount of effort to clear Yost's name and to prevent him from being stripped of his Medal of Honor and life sentence for the crime. An emotionally disturbing incident which has left both Kate and Faith traumatized is eventually solved due to more inquiry. It's not just McGee and Kate who are emotional. Gibbs and Tony are also almost in tears. It was simple to empathize with and respect the sacrifices made by the greatest generation thanks to Durning's outstanding and genuine performance. Durning, a veteran who has been decorated for bravery performed. Moving on at number 5, The Arizona, Season 17, Episode 20, a star cameo and the history of the US military. The Arizona is from one of NCIS's most recent seasons and features iconic actor Christopher Lloyd in a guest role, Back to the Future. The crew must confirm the identity of Joe Smith, who claims to have served on the USS Arizona during the Pearl Harbor attack. His dying request is to be buried there, but he cannot be unless it can be shown that he served there. The episode provides an exciting insight into US military history, focusing on the events of Pearl Harbor rather than the normal modern-day atrocities. Furthermore, the episode is dedicated to those who died on December 7th, 1941. Following that, at number 6, Truth or Consequence, Season 7, Episode 1. The team is kidnapped and Gibbs saves the day. This episode is thrilling for many reasons, especially for Tony and Ziva lovers. Following Ziva's absence, the team investigates the death of a naval officer. It follows Ziva to a ship off the coast of Somalia, but Tony, McGee, and Ziva are kidnapped and tortured by a terrorist named Salim. Gibbs comes to form as a sharpshooter and saves the three, demonstrating his abilities and hinting at his brilliance while serving in the Navy. The episode also shows how far Tony will go for Ziva and gives the show an international romance flavor by moving the team abroad. Next up at number 7, Keep Going, Season 14, Episode 13, Hit and Run and Attempted Suicide. After what appears to be a hit-and-run accident, the death of a naval captain sets Keep Going, an absolute masterpiece created by both the writers and the cast into motion. The story is rife with intrigue and suspense as it unfolds. After seeing the captain's son perched on a nearby structure, Gibbs and the rest of the crew begin to have second thoughts. Without a shadow of a doubt, this was one of the most impressive episodes that the show has ever produced. As a result of the profound and emotional focus placed on one of the supporting characters throughout this episode, the main cast is relegated to supporting roles for the duration of the episode. Everyone did their part to make Jimmy shine even more than he already did. From Gibbs standing completely stunned hearing what Palmer thought of him, to Abby being blindsided by the news that Jimmy Palmer was, in fact, a real doctor. Brian Dietzen gives such a powerful performance as Jimmy Palmer, and he is the one who drops the bombshell on Abby that he is, in fact, an actual doctor. The episode comes to a close with the anticipated embrace, but it still makes you sad. Moving on, at number 8, SWAC, Season 2, Episode 22, A Deadly Love Letter Sealed with a Kiss. The Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland is the location from which a lethal love letter written to an NCIS special agent and sealed with a kiss is delivered to the headquarters of the NCIS. Erroneously, assuming it was meant for him, Tony opens the package and spills a white powder all over himself and possibly everyone else in the bullpen. Things start to get chaotic and the protocols for the bio attack are put into action. While some lighthearted banter is going on in the shower, things quickly take a more serious turn when it is revealed that Tony is afflicted with a strain of the plague. Tony's condition continues to deteriorate, so he and Kate decide to travel to Bethesda so that she may provide him with additional care as his condition continues to deteriorate. The real-life drama of anthrax attacks and Gibbs' emotional quest for answers to save his colleague, Tony, makes an extremely dramatic episode. However, we are all aware that Tony will not truly pass away. In the end, Gibbs and his team successfully found the sender and, with the assistance of a critical witness, solved case that occurred at the USNA 2 years ago. Following that, at number 9, She, Season 16, Episode 13, Child Neglect and Missing Persons. She, a particularly difficult episode, revolves around a neglected child and a missing individual. The youngster prompts Agent Bishop to retrace Ziva's investigations from Season 7 and drives her to disregard Gibbs' rule number 10, never get personally involved. Like any narrative about child abuse and neglect, the episode is particularly heartbreaking as we sympathize with the missing child, the family, and Bishop's determination to bring the criminal to justice. Audiences are also reminded of Ziva's passion and determination to find the lost youngster with or without Gibbs' assistance. Finally, at number 10, Family First, Season 13, Episode 24, International Team-Ups and Goodbye to Tony. Family First was the 24th episode of Season 13 and the 306th episode of the entire NCIS series. It was also the episode in which Michael Weatherly made his final appearance as NCIS Special Agent Anthony DiNozzo Jr. It was also the episode in which Sarah Clark made her final appearance to date as FBI Special Agent Tess Monroe. Both of these appearances took place in the same episode. To our great sorrow, we learned that former NCIS Special Agent Ziva David was killed in the mortar strike on the David farmstead. In addition, we learned that after Ziva left NCIS, she and Tony had a child, a small girl named Tally, whom Tony was unaware of. Because he wants to spend more time looking after his daughter, he has decided to resign from the NCIS team, effective immediately, and to give up his position as senior field agent. DiNozzo's departure was riddled with intrigue and new information about the woman who had been the love of his life, Ziva, and the kids he was unaware they had together. A tearful farewell is being paid to one of the characters who has been with the show the longest. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.